So today we're gonna be showing you how to cut a tuna loin. So usually you wanna cut it in 3 pieces. Okay, this will actually also give you the exact space for you to put in between each sushi case. So we're gonna start from this end right here. Okay, and we're gonna cut through all the way down. We have one piece, put to the side. Then we have the middle part. Make sure your knife is clean. Again, I'm gonna go and cut through it right here. Okay, so now we have 3 pieces right here for tuna. Okay. Now, what you want to do first when you cut the tuna is you want to make sure that you separate the fiber from the meat, which is this part right here. So again, make sure your knife is clean. Okay, and we're gonna go from here and we're gonna cut down. You hold it firmly and you cut all the way through it. Now you are able to separate the fiber from this part right here. And this part is usually used for tuna tartare, which is really good. Now after you clean this piece, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you get rid of the bloodline, which is all this part right here. Okay, so you can do it in one single cut, but you have to be careful as some of the bloodline is going to take more of the protein side than the other side. So what you're going to do first is you're going to start cutting from here, this part. You're going to work all the way down and make sure you just get rid of that part. So this is bloodline right here. See that? Now, as I was telling you, see this part, it's not gonna be straight. So you always wanna follow the bloodline. So you're gonna start from here all the way down. So again, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna work all the way. Okay, so that's bloodline. See, as I was telling you earlier, so if you look closely, bloodline starts from here to the back, not all the way here. Now, if I were to cut straight, then I will have damaged some of the protein, but we want to maintain that. So what you're going to do is your knife, you're going to change the angle, and then you're going to start cutting through there, and then cleaning all the way through there. So now, see, you're gonna you just want to get rid of the bloodline. Here again, we're gonna take that part and we're gonna take it out. And that right there, that's where you clean up tuna. Okay, we're gonna look alright. Okay, there's some a little bit here, so what we can do, and some here, right? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna clean this whole side. Hold it firmly with a knife, and you can clean this little piece right here. So we're gonna hold the tuna, and now we have a nice piece. And then we get rid of this. Now the next thing you want to do, now we're gonna separate for sashimi. Okay, so as you see, this part right here on top has less fiber than the bottom part. So usually you want to cut it like around here, like 1.5 fingers basically, and you're gonna cut all the way through. And now you have a nice firm piece for sashimi. Okay, now we're gonna flip it. Then now we're gonna start cutting it what's called saku, which is blocks of tuna. Okay, again, we follow this rule. Okay, so you can go through here, do up to 3, and just cut through there and you have a nice piece. This piece could also use for sashimi. Okay, so it's 3 width by 1.5 on height. Okay, so if you notice that, for example, this one might be a little bit shorter than that, but if you change the angle with a knife, you could also get to that piece that you want. Okay, here again, we're gonna follow the same rule. I'm gonna go to 3. Okay, and right there we have a nice firm piece. Okay, and we have this one. Usually this piece is used for tataki. It's really good. It has more fiber, but it's also really good as well. Now the remaining parts is we're not gonna be using that today, so we're gonna wrap this away. This is gonna be for tuna tartare, which is scrape it with a spoon, and then we have these other 2 pieces. It's always recommended that when you store fish, you don't want to mess up with taking out the skin or the bloodline when you store it away. You only want to do that once it's ready to be served to the guest. Now here, we're going to be using today wax paper. Okay, so in order for us to make sure that it gets wrapped really well, so you're going to put it like this. Okay, now you're gonna notice that this is not gonna be enough, but you're gonna put it aside. I'm gonna grab another piece. Then we're gonna repeat the same process. So now we make sure that everything gets covered. What you wanna make sure is that everything gets covered by either, on this case we have wax paper, but you could also use maguro paper. And there you go. Now it's wrapped completely. Now the next thing that we want to do is we're going to have film wrap right here. I should have taken everything out. So we have film wrap paper right here. We're going to stretch it all the way, as you can see. Then we're going to place the tuna here. And then we're going to start wrapping it. We want to make sure that it's tight, so as you start going around, you kind of make it tighter. So that's one way, right? Now on the side, still a little bit loose, so we're gonna flip it and do the same process. We're gonna grab it, put it on here. I'm gonna come over here, make sure that it's wrapped well, tight. Always make sure that it's very tight. You don't want any air going through it. So again, okay, nothing wrong with wrapping it many times. You just want to make sure that no air is going to go through there. This will prevent the fish from going bad. And then now it's ready to go. So I'm going to be showing you something that a lot of people don't show you, and this is a very important part and that people should know about, is that this part right here, in Japanese they call it sachi. So basically this is where the tuna was hooked from, right? However, what happens is that it creates some sort of fungi because of air going through there. So what you want to do is you always want to cut around. You want to go between 1 inch to 1.5 inches. You want to get rid of this part. This is not good. Okay, so this part, and if you look at it closely, that's not good. And it starts forming some sort of, it looks a little bit watery. So if you ever find yourself at a place and you see something like this on your fish, please do not eat this. This could actually give you stomach bacteria. So stay away from that.